Hi, welcome to this informational session about the EB-5 visa program. We are a boutique regional center called American Venture Solutions. We were established in 2011 and have headquarters in Miami. We have over 30 years of experience in immigration for investments and real estate developments. What is the EB-5 visa program? The program was established in 1990 to stimulate the U.S. economy through foreign investment. And to date, it has allowed the opportunity to thousands of people to obtain the U.S. residency. Now, the funds that you invest go into a government-approved project, and the main requirement is that it has to generate a minimum of 10 jobs per investor. The investment that you do covers the investor, their spouse, and any unmarried children under the age of 21. What are the advantages of the EB-5 visa? Well, for one, there's no sponsorship required from a job. You have no specific educational level needed or a degree necessary. And the main difference between the EB-5 and other investor visas like the E2 and the L1 is that once it's approved, it's not a visa tied to that project. You actually get your US residency, so you don't get a visa. I know it's a little tricky. And if you invest through a regional center, it's a passive investment, which means you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be there day to day in the operations and make sure you're generating the jobs. It's all done for you through the project that you're investing in. The other great thing about this is that it provides a direct option for you to get the citizenship, completely optional. All of your benefits as a resident and citizen are exactly the same. The only difference that a citizen has is that he has the right to vote, and he has the US passport. Everything else, entirely the same. Now, one thing that changed in 2023 is that people that are already here in the United States through a legal visa, like an H-1B, an E-2, an L-1, or a student visa like an F-1, they can do what's an adjustment of status once they submit their application for the EB-5. And that adjustment of status will give them a work permit and a travel permit. So they can come in and go out while their whole EB-5 process is being done. Most projects have different dates as to when they return the capital. In our projects right now, we're looking at a 6-year return. What is the immigration process? So it's really divided into 2 phases. The first phase and the first part of it, I always tell people, depends on you, the investor, on how quickly that happens. So on average, we're looking that it takes about 30 days to 45 days for someone to have all of their documents to prove the source of funds that they're going to use for the investment, reviewed by the immigration attorney, and translated. Sometimes there's a little bit delay in getting information, so that's why I say it depends on you, the investor. Once the immigration attorney is satisfied with all the documents, that's when he'll give you the green light that you can transfer the capital investment and the administrative fees to the escrow account of the project. Once that's received, he puts that together into the application and sends it to USCIS. Now, once USCIS receives that application, it takes them an average of 12 to 18 months to give you the approval. And I say an average because there are cases that are getting approved in 6 to 7 months. Some cases are taking 15 months. So I like to give people a little bit of space and cushion, saying 12 to 18 months. If you get approved in 6, yay, that's awesome. Now, another thing that's different too is if you apply from outside of the United States, once you're approved, you go through a consular interview. If you apply within the United States, your adjustment of status takes effect and you get your green card here. Now, when you're approved, you're going to get a conditional US residency. And that condition is based on that job creation I mentioned before. So right before your 24-month period of having that residency, the immigration attorney is going to send another petition to remove that condition from your residency, showing that those jobs were generated by the project. Once that's done, you have a permanent US residency. Remember, if you want to, after being a resident 5 years, and that starts the moment you have the conditional residency, you can apply for US citizenship. Now, I mentioned this a little bit before. There are different types of investments. So you can go through a regional center or you can create your own individual project. Most of our investors have always chosen a regional center project because it's a passive investment and they do everything for that job creation. You don't have to worry about it. Versus if you do the individual project, although you have more control, technically, it gives you a higher risk, and it's much harder to create those 10 jobs because in this case, it has to be 10 direct jobs versus through a regional center, it's direct, indirect, and induced. So a lot easier to make that number. Now, there's also a different way for investment. There's loan projects and equity projects. Our projects are loan based because it provides less risk for our investors. But on the downside, it gives you a lower return. But you have that period of time that you know you're going to get your capital back. Versus when you invest in an equity project, they make it look so much more glamorous because they give you a higher return, but there's a lot more risk and a bigger chance of you not getting your capital back at the end. What are the investment disbursements? So you have the investment amount of 800,000. Because our project is located in a target employment area, it qualifies for the 800,000 instead of the $1,050,000 investment. Administrative fees are 75,000, and the USCIS petition fees are 11,160. Additional variable fees are going to be the fees of your immigration attorney that's representing you, if you needed an accountant to provide some information, financial planners, and document translations. That's a little bit of an average of things that you'll be looking for. I hope this was really helpful for you. If you're ready to invest or you have any other questions, please reach out to us at info@abseb5.com. Have a great day.